Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking Zack Snyder's Justice League. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're doing a review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let's get into it. But before we do, let me ask you to please subscribe. Helps me out, helps you know when I drop new videos, helps the channel grow. Let's get on with it. So, Zack Snyder's Justice League. You can go read anywhere on the internet the story of this movie. Who took it over, how it happened, why it happened, how it came about. You can even probably read articles about the toxic fandom around this movie. I encourage you to go do that. We're not going to talk about any of that today. We're going to talk about the film itself. I just finished watching it. I had 15 minutes to talk about this movie on another video that I'm not going to release because it was too negative. So let's just start, I guess. Let's try again. try again. I like Man of Steel. I really like Man of Steel. That movie sings for me. I really like that Man of Steel. I like that Zack Snyder. I like 300. I like Dawn of the Dead. I don't like Watchmen. I don't like Batman v Superman. The Ultimate Edition has grown on me, but it's not something I beloved the way I beloved The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, right? Zack Snyder's Justice League falls into that same category. If you recall Watchmen or Batman v Superman, the pace that those movies move at is the pace that this movie moves at. The problem is, this movie is 4 hours long, not 2.5 hours long, or 3 hours long if you're watching that Watchmen Ultimate Cut with everything stuffed in. This movie feels bloated. This movie feels like it didn't need to be this long. This movie feels like I was ready to be done with it at 3 hours in. And the pace is too much. There's too much in here. This is just, it's got to be an assembly cut that they said finish, and we'll oversee the finished effects and stuff. I don't really feel like you can say positively that Zack Snyder worked on this film with love to make it the best film it could be. Because I don't know how you could say that about a 4-hour film that doesn't need to be 4 hours. A 4-hour film, to me, needs to sing. It needs to move. It needs to be fast. It needs for me not to want to press the pause button to go to the bathroom every time I need to go. This movie, I wanted to press that pause button, and I did, every single time. If you watch Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 are two good examples I can put together of movies that sing, that if you watched back to back, you'd probably not want to stop watching, and you'd wait for a scene to finish to go to the bathroom, not go in the middle of it. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, another movie that is really, really long, approaching that 4-hour mark. That movie earns its endings because you've been on the journey with the characters for 2 other movies, Brent. So maybe that's not the right example, but still. That movie, front to back, is a movie that sings, it's emotional, it moves, it's a better made film. This movie, not that. This movie's in the Batman v Superman camp of overly long. This movie is in the Watchmen camp of too slow, the pacing is bad, everything's like way melodramatic. It is what it is. But I don't feel like Zack Snyder really took a critical eye at it to say, how can I make this movie the best movie I can be? And I don't understand how this 4-hour version is getting this 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe everybody's looking at it versus the Justice League theatrical cut, which I was positive on, and saying, yeah, this movie is better in a lot of places compared to that one. There's no weird leaps in logic. Everything is explained. But the problem is when you explain everything, it creates this 4-hour film. This thing is a monster. And it's an uncontrollable one. I don't know how you would have cut this thing down, but I feel like if you really tried, you could have. Especially this nightmare bit at the end. That thing needs to go. It doesn't need to be here. It's simply a lasso to fans for them to grab hope on and pull another continue the Snyder Cut universe thing fandom campaign around. I don't want anything to do with that. I didn't like the Joker. Didn't like Batman talking to him that way. I don't need it. This movie should have ended when Superman pulls open the shirt the way the last movie did. So let's talk about Superman. The biggest thing everybody talked about the theatrical cut was the CGI lip. None of that is here, although you're always looking at his lip because you've seen the last movie, and he's in it a whole lot less. He's a whole lot less instrumental to the entire end scene than he was in the theatrical cut. If there's one thing Joss Whedon did do that was good to the theatrical cut, it was insert more Superman. It was insert the red and blue. Yes, I'm saying it. Don't need the black costume here. There's no reason for it other than to be loyal to the comics of this Death and Return storyline, which you didn't even have technically. All you had is Superman killed Doomsday and Superman returns from the grave. There's no Mongol, there's no Cyborg Superman, there's no Superboy, all that stuff is gone. So there's really no story reason for it other than just to make your fans happy. He's standing in front of the red and blue costume as he's looking at the black one. And even after the final battle, when he pulls open his shirt, he's wearing the black one? Really? No. No. Once you put on your glasses, Clark Kent, you're back in the red and blues, boy. Come on. Cyborg is improved in this movie because you get a lot more of Cyborg. But did you need a whole lot more? I don't think so. Ray Fisher, do I like his acting more? Yeah. Do I want to see Ray Fisher in a different movie? Sure. That's what this movie does for me. Does it make me want to see him more as Cyborg? No, I don't think so. I hope he gets more work. He's certainly a capable actor, but everything in this movie was too long. Didn't need half of it. The origin scene was way too long. Felt like it could have been shortened a whole lot more. The whole thing with Fisher giving some woman money could have been shortened a whole lot more. The thing at the end maybe could have stayed the same. The Flash in this movie is a lot less annoying. Does he still need as much time as he does? Probably not. The whole intro thing with the car and Kiersey Clemons as Iris West, who they never named, so she didn't have to be Iris West other than they told you that in the press or whatever, but she could be anybody at this point. So if they want to recast her for the Flash movie, I'm certain they could. I don't think they are. No offense to Kiersey Clemons, but that scene didn't need to be there. And if it did need to be there, it didn't need to be as long. The thing that it does is let you know that Flash moves very particularly so as not to hurt people, but that's never explained. The only thing it does is that scene gives context to the moment where he touches and pushes Wonder Woman's sword back to her. I think you could have done that in a different way or shortened it or whatever. Wonder Woman is better in this film. She's not a piece of meat the way that Joss Whedon did. I mean, that ass shot is still there, but it's not as focal, but I think because you're looking at this 4:3 frame instead of the 16:9. So instead of at the bottom of the screen and bigger, it's smaller. So and since Zack Snyder has this dark filter over everything, this fake film grain filter, compared to what was put out with the theatrical cut, it probably enhanced it a little bit more, drew more attention to it because the colors weren't as dark, didn't fall into shadow. So I think that's something here that we can talk about too, is that this film, besides being too long, doesn't need to be in 4:3. No fucking way. I'm sorry. Joss Whedon did the right thing and zoom it in a little bit to make it at least fill a screen. And because I think my main thing is here, yeah, if you want to say that you can have a 4-hour film on a streaming service so that you can go to the bathroom all the time, you can. Okay, I'll allow that argument. What I won't allow is the fact that you're going to still present this film in an 4:3 format. If you want to release the film in an IMAX theater that way, a true IMAX, not the Limax, the one that I have closest to me, with the tall 13-story-foot screens, if you want to release that film a special day, whenever we can go back to movie theaters, I encourage you to do that. But please don't make this thing the first time we watch it on a streaming service, on our televisions, on our phones, our iPads, or whatever. Don't put it in that frickin' format. That's just dumb. You don't notice it while you're watching it, but there are times when I was like, every time I watch something that way, and I know it's more modern, I feel like I'm missing part of the screen, missing part of the effects, that kind of thing, because it's on either side. And I don't know if it would have worked if you had zoomed in either, because especially that last scene with the Joker, he's holding the card, and he's holding the card at the bottom of the corner of this 4x3 image. So where if you had zoomed in, you would not have seen his little hand down here, his little orange glove moving. You wouldn't have seen it at all if you had zoomed in on it. So did it add a little bit more to the scene? Yeah. So I don't really know how you could have salvaged that, but I certainly think that was a mistake to let him do that. Let it be a special IMAX thing, sure, but don't make it live on everybody's 16:9 TV screens the first time they're going to watch it in this weird format to preserve your creative vision. I'm fine with creative visions. What I'm not fine with is forcing people to watch it in a deteriorated manner, and that's certainly what it felt like when everybody's got their big screen. Yeah, I'm watching it on a 50-inch up here. If I go downstairs and watch it on my 75-inch, is it going to be bigger? Sure. Am I going to feel the same way about it? Yeah. You know why? Because I watched Raya and the Last Dragon last night on that 75-inch screen, and it took up almost the entire screen. It felt good to watch it that big, that wide. When I watched this little space in here, it doesn't feel good. So, I don't know. This movie didn't need to be this long. I think I'm done with Zack Snyder. I'm glad he made Man of Steel, and that's a movie I can point to and say, I really like that movie. I didn't like Batman v Superman, even though it's grown on me with the Ultimate Edition. I've rewatched that a few times. But this movie is not even something that I think I want to rewatch this weekend. And we're doing a big comic timing podcast about it on Tuesday night. It'll release sometime after that. And I was hoping to at least rewatch it one more time before then. And even now, I'm rethinking that choice, because this movie is so overlong and so bloated and such a bad experience to watch that it does not bring me joy to even look forward to rewatching it again. So that's that. Is it really a different movie? Maybe a little bit. Is everything kind of there as it was in the theatrical cut? Yes. Are there things added, things you didn't see before? Yes. Do I like Darkseid? Yes. I really like seeing Darkseid. I think Steppenwolf, the changes to Steppenwolf, or whatever the original version of Steppenwolf, is way better than what we got in the Justice League theatrical cut. Certainly. Do I like the design better? Certainly. The CGI is way better there too. So I think that is a strength, is that you have an interesting villain who has interesting things to say and is doing interesting things. Like Steppenwolf in the theatrical cut is a perfectly good throwaway villain, the way that Yellow Jacket is in Ant-Man. Steppenwolf in the Zack Snyder's Justice League, somebody I would want to see more, and I felt bad at the very end for him. I did feel bad. Darkseid is imposing, is threatening, so that's accomplished. Do I want more? No. So please count me out of any more Extend the Snyder Cut campaign. I'm done. Thank God we have the Batman coming, and I hope that everyone else who's doing future DC movies in the same universe, Andy Muschietti doing Flash, whoever's directing Black Adam, David Sandberg doing Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, I hope they look at this and they go, this is too much, this is too long, this is too grim, this is no fun. And they go, keep doing whatever they're doing to make it fun. Shazam was fun, Aquaman was fun, and I hope The Flash is fun. This movie was no fun. So there you go. That's the best I could do on take 2 of this review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I hope you enjoyed the film more than me. If you did, let me know down below where I'm wrong. Leave your hateful comments down there, but be nice. We're being nice to each other. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages. We'll be back tomorrow with a Falcon and Winter Soldier review. Hopefully that's better.